Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I have the console test fitted in place, and I don't know, I think it fits pretty good, not too bad. But today we are working on this console plate right here, and as you can see, I obviously have it cut out as well as the hole for the shifter, and it does okay. There's no clearance problems, so I'll take it. I have no idea what I'm going to do for a shift boot yet, but we'll figure that out. But I do have to put some switches in, so I'm going to put those in place, and then I can work on the wiring and then go ahead and cut it out of aluminum and get the final piece made. So here we go. So these are the momentary switches for my Dakota Digital dash. It'll be nicely in hands reach, and yeah, on to the next. Another project I've been meaning to get to is finding a way to mount my FiTech unit where the old stereo was. So as you can see, I think that'll work pretty good. I just need to figure a way to mount it, and I came up with an idea. This is what I came up with. I made this bracket out of some 20 gauge steel that I had left over. This will mount inside the dash, and obviously this is where the knobs were, and that's going to be my mounting point. I made this to house the FiTech unit, and that just goes like so, and I lined that with some of this foam stuff, whatever it is. Anyways, so that fits nice and easy, doesn't go anywhere. And then this is a little GPS / phone mounting tab or whatever. That's gonna stick to this, and then this will magnetically stick to that. So that's the idea. Let's throw it in the car. So there it is installed. That little GPS mount is pretty handy because it gives me the ability to, twist it and kind of angle it towards me and where I need it to be. Being the magnetic mount, it's easy to take it off. And yeah, so I think it's going to work pretty good. Definitely is nice because it gets rid of the suction cup, which I wasn't a big fan of, and this is a much cleaner installation. So another project done, and on to the next. So this is the final mock-up piece of the console, and as you can see, I have wired it. And so the way this works is these are my buttons for my dash, so SW1 or switch 1, 2, and 3. And this switch right here is for my reverse lockout, and you can see how I have it wired up, and I did this so it would go into a simple Molex connector. This is a good idea because then it's removable. That obviously goes to my reverse lockout solenoid. And honestly, I did make a boo-boo. I had this wired so that power fed into the input as well as the LED power, and then the light would be on all the time. I did not want that. I only want the light on when I hit the switch. So the correct way to wire it is to have the LED positive go to your output wire. So then when you hit the switch, it turns on the LED, and otherwise it's off, which is much better. The other thing I want to show you is this. I'm quite proud of this. So I made this chunk right here, just out of the sheet metal I had left over, and that now gives me the accessibility, so if I have to, you know, maintenance the shifter, or if I want to change the shifter, I can do it without having to pull the transmission. Getting these little bends right here were kind of interesting, but I got it. It actually fits pretty good. And as you can see, I just riveted, which is not a big deal because I'm just going to use some seam sealer on here just to seal it up. And then I made this plate right here. This is out of 063 aluminum. It is much harder to work with than the steel. I have some reflective heat shield stuff in the bottom. And yeah, I wish I had a 3.5 inch diameter hole to cut out of it. Instead I only had a 3 1/4 inch hole saw, and I had to do the rest by hand. You can see these little notches right here and here. That is for the wiring to go through, and I'll just, you know, have a grommet that goes through or whatnot. But yeah, that screws in with some sheet metal screws or some self-tapping screws just on the corners, and then away we go. So that's it for this video. I'm now going to kind of throw this all in the car, so if you want to hit the like button, subscribe, and then you can see the next video where I think we should be about ready to start it up and maybe even drive it. Thanks for watching.